You know, life can be deep, but God is greater and higher, and He's faithful. And no matter what you go through, the good, the bad, the ugly, He meets you at every twist and every turn. And in those moments when you've got questions and you have no answers, there's one big answer that will never change, and that is, God is faithful. He's always there. And all you gotta do is call. No matter what the situation, no matter what the mistake, no matter what the failing, no matter your brokenness, He's there. He promises to be there. He promises to be faithful, to pick up all the pieces, to collect your tears in a bottle and wash you with them, and bring restoration into your life. So hold on, my friend. Hope is just a prayer away. So never give up. Never give in. Dare to believe. One more time. 'Cause He's faithful. Hang in there, my friend. Your blessing's just ahead. You might not see it. You might not feel it. But all you gotta do is know that if God is in front of you, the blessing is right there. So reach out. Reach out to Him. 'Cause in Him, everything you're looking for is right in the center of His heart. And all you gotta do is run into the center of it and let Him surround you with His goodness and His grace and His mercy. He just keeps pouring it out fresh every day, waiting for you to receive it. So walk with open hands. Be willing to receive. No, you don't deserve it. None of us do. But that's why Jesus came. To bridge the gap between you and God and give you everything you don't deserve. His love, His mercy, His grace, His goodness, His blessings. All of your dreams come true. It's not about you. It's about what He wants to do in you to glorify Himself. Yeah, He wants to show off. He wants to use you and to show out, to show the world who He is in your life. So, have faith. Open your hands. Open your heart. Epitha. Be open. Believe. Know that His love overcomes everything in your life. So stand fast and trust Him. Trust Him to bring you through whatever it is that you're struggling with right now. 'Cause He's faithful, my friend. I know. I'm a living witness. You can be too. Hi, I'm Michelle McKinney Hammond. Welcome to Life Talk. We've been talking about how to make life work. And we've been talking about the fact that life is like a house that you build. There's an architect and there's a blueprint for putting it together right. And now we're going to start talking about the ingredients that make life happen. So let's start with you. This is the only time I will use the phrase, it's all about you, because in this instance, it is. You are the most important part in the building of your life. Nothing good, bad, great, or indifferent will happen without your involvement and your participation. Look at it this way. You need 4 corners of a foundation for a house or life to stand up straight and withstand whatever storms comes its way. Without you, the house would lack sufficient support and cave in. The master architect, that would be God, has created you with 2 very important features that should help in your pursuit of a well-built life: responsibility and authority. The most important things you must do when putting your life together are to, number 1, take responsibility for you, because at the end of the day, you are the only person who will be able to answer for your life. And number 2, use your authority to make decisions wisely. Trying to make decisions without the authority to do so creates anarchy. So now that this has been settled, get ready to look at you. Who are you? Well, first of all, you're unique. So what about you? Well, just as no two snowflakes are created alike, each possessing its own pattern, you are an original. Though someone might bear a close resemblance to you, he or she will never be quite like you. Guess what? You're also expensive. Not only are you unique, you are an extremely expensive cornerstone. You see, the master architect paid dearly for you. Exchanging the life of his only son for your life was the greatest sacrifice ever made, and yet he did it gladly to acquire you. Like the Mona Lisa at the Louvre, you as his child would be a star attraction should he choose to put your life on display. People are his most prized and costly possession in the whole elaborate design of life. Not only are you priceless, you were created with the amazing capacity to affect others' lives in profound ways. Perhaps to change the course of history by one thing you say, don't say, do, or don't do. Isn't that amazing? Intricate, complex, sophisticated. You cannot be duplicated. Your particular role in the architect's plan is one that only you can fulfill. Next, you are necessary. Not only are you an original, you are very necessary in the scheme of the master architect's design. Life cannot work without you. Your presence and participation are connected to the success not only of your life, but also of other people's lives. This is the ripple effect. Call it 6 degrees of separation, but everybody somehow affects everyone else everywhere at some point in time. Think about it. Something as simple as a sneeze can set off an epidemic. As one life connects to another, we are all tied together in ways that cannot be explained or even fully understood. The effects of one man or woman's decisions can impact the entire world and change the way we all live on any given day. The next thing is you've been created with an outer casing that identifies you. How you decorate that casing will define you even more to others. While man looks on the outer appearance, it's important for you to remember that the master architect will always be far more concerned with what's going on with your internal makeup. Yes, he'll be looking at your heart. Yeah, you have a heart. Your heart is at the center of you, and it's a key part, along with your mind and your soul, of what makes you tick. Your heart is so powerful, it influences the mind and the soul. Your heart has the capacity to wreak havoc on your system or stop you altogether. This inner mechanism must be kept clean from life-threatening debris at all times. The way you're wired becomes evident when we look at the inner chambers of the heart. What you harbor there will manifest itself outwardly in your words and actions. This is why it's important not to harbor unhealthy thoughts and attitudes in this section of your being. They can pervert sound judgment, entice you to make bad choices, and repel the very things you want to attract to your life. More on this later, but suffice it to say for now that you are more powerful than you know. The power you have to make life work for you or against you is unspeakable. The effect you have on the lives of others is deeper than you realize. For this very reason, you should take care and pay attention to the details and use your time well as you build a house or a life that works. After all, tomorrow is not promised to anyone, and you may not get the chance to remove what you put in place. It's all on you. As I mentioned before, the responsibility for how your life turns out rests on you. You are the only thing in the scheme of life that you can control. Therefore, you have everything to do with how your life runs its course. You can never blame anyone else for the way you live. Will situations ever careen out of your control? Of course. In those moments, the way you respond will affect how quickly you rebound from the unexpected and seemingly unmanageable aspects of life. You will have an amazing tool at your disposal, which I mentioned earlier, that has been built into the life of every single person on the face of the earth. It's called choice. The master architect created you with free will. You are a free agent. You can choose to answer to him and line up with his design, or you can do your own thing. Warning, doing your own thing might be dangerous to your health on many levels. I have found that those who do not adhere to the master architect's blueprint find themselves broken or at least deeply scarred by the consequences of their freewheeling choices. Healthy boundaries must be set in order for every life to work as it should. Why? Because life needs order to function at its best. Chaos is not conducive to living a good life. Exactly how much control do you have? More than you think. It's all in how you approach building your life, coupled with how you feel about you. You will be able to do only what you believe that you can. This is why it's important to know yourself, like yourself, love yourself, and be in tune with yourself. Know what you have to offer, what you bring to the world. So examine the different aspects of you. Take a look at yourself. Get to know you. What makes you tick? What gives you a charge? What depletes your energy and sucks the life right out of you? What feeds you? What makes you operate at your best? Find out how you're wired. Here are some aspects to consider while you're sizing yourself up. Are you a night person or a day person? Do you function best in a crowd or in isolation? What are your strengths and weaknesses? What is your temperament? Are you an extrovert or an introvert? Are you a natural-born leader or a valuable team player? Are you detail-oriented or someone who keeps the big picture in view? There are no wrong answers here. The more you know yourself, the more you will understand where you fit in life and how to be the most effective and victorious. You will also know what works against your moving forward with life in a productive manner. In other words, you'll know what works for you. What will you do with yourself? You get to choose if you'll be a gift to the world or a liability. You get to channel all of your energy and focus. Towards attitudes and beliefs that can have enormously positive, lasting effects in your immediate sphere of influence and perhaps beyond. Oh, this is exciting. No need for comparison, for feeling lesser than or greater than. All parts are needed in the big picture of life. Collectively, we all make life happen as a whole, though each individual has a personal contribution to make to the big picture. The bottom line is you are just one part of something much larger than you, yet you are necessary to complete the picture of what life should look like. Wow! So even though you are you, there's a connection between you and the world at large. You have a major part to play in the scenario of life. How instrumental you are in the world's being a better place is entirely up to you. Since you'll be a foundational stone in this thing called life, how you place yourself in relation to the other three cornerstones of the foundation is vitally important. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Let me give you one construction tip before I leave you for today. There can only be one you, unique and crafted to do what only you can do. Any duplicates or counterfeits will fall apart under pressure. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to address whatever is on your mind on a broadcast. So why not email me at lifetalkmmh@gmail.com. Oh, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Michelle McKinney Hammond. Like my fan page on Facebook at Michelle McKinney Hammond. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter at McKinney Hammond for even more inspiration.
For your goodness and your grace and the wonders of your ways and the miracles you constantly amaze me with, I'll testify to the glory of your name. In you I will depend, on your promises I'll stand. So lift your hands and